In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can list an item on the Creepy Hollows marketplace. The first thing you have to do is, if you don't have an account on the marketplace, you're going to have to register for an account. And once you've done that, then you can head over here to the members area, put in your username and your password, and log in to the marketplace. And one thing I want to remind you about is, if you don't have your PayPal details set up, if you haven't done that during registration, you can go ahead and over here where it says personal information, if you click on that, there's a section that says direct payment, where you can put in your PayPal email address. So go ahead and set that up before you start listing your item, because you want to be able to accept payment for your item, and so you'll need PayPal in order to be able to do that. Once you have that set up, then you head over here where it says sell, and go ahead and click on that link to start listing your item on the marketplace. And here you'll see the seven steps you have to go through in order to list an item on the Creepy Hollows marketplace. Very briefly, first you pick the categories for your item, then you fill in your item details, you select the settings for your item listing, you fill in the shipping and payment options and details, you take one last look at your listing, and if everything checks out, then you go ahead and list it on the marketplace. So let's go through each step in a little more detail. First, you pick the main category for your item. So whichever category you pick over here, and let's say if you wanted the Enchanted Spellcast category, you go ahead and click on that. If you want the Psychic Readings category, you go ahead and click on that. And whichever category you pick, that's the category that your listing will appear in over here. So go ahead and pick the main category which you feel your item should be listed in. And once you've picked that, then go ahead and click on next step to take it to step 2. And in step 2, what you do is you have the option of picking another category. If you feel that your item will also fit under an additional category, you have the option here in step 2 to pick another category for your item. And what that does is your item will appear in both your main category as well as your additional category. So your item will show up in 2 categories instead of just 1. So if you feel your item fits under an additional category, you can go ahead and select that over here in this section by clicking on the category name. And then once you've selected that, you can go ahead and click on next step, and that'll take you to step 3. If you don't have an additional category that you want to pick, if you feel your item doesn't fit under any other categories, it's fine to just have a main category. You can go ahead and skip this step if you don't want to pick an additional category. So that's up to you. Then in the third step, you have your item details. The first option you have is your listing type, and whichever option you pick here, that'll affect the next step, the settings step, because whichever listing type you pick, that'll affect how many options you see during step 4. If you pick full listing, you'll be able to see all the different all the possible options when you reach step 4. So if you want to be in full control, if you want to customize every single detail of your listing, you can go ahead and pick the full listing type. You can also choose to have a quick listing. If you're pressed for time, or if you don't want to bother going through all those different options, you can choose quick listing. And the quick listing type will only show basic listing options during step 4. You can also choose to have a buyout only item. What buyout is let me show you a buyout only type of listing. Over here you'll see a buyout only listing. The only option the customer has for acquiring this item or service is to use the buyout feature. The buyout feature is basically instant payment. So the customer pays and you deliver. There's no bidding, no auctioning, just instant payment. So that's a buyout only type of listing if you want to have that kind of an item listing. So in order to pick your listing type, you click over here and you pick the listing type that best suits your needs. Oops, try that again. Right. And then next up you put in your item title. And what the item title is whatever you type here in this box, that will determine what shows up over here on the top of your listing. It'll also determine what people see before they click through to your auction, to your listing. So you want to make sure that you have a descriptive title, an accurate title, and maybe a title that that'll make the buyer more interested in your listing and want to click through to see what it's about. Bear in mind that this field cannot contain any HTML. What that means is basically you can't have any stuff like link tags like that. Well, whatever. You can't have that. All you can do here is type in plain text in the item title field. So just go ahead and type in your item title, and then in the next box you have your description for your item. In the description section, what you put in here is basically more information about the item. You can put in stories about how you acquired the item, or how you develop the skills for your service, or anything you want in order to give the customer more information in order for them to be able to make a more informed purchasing decision. So whatever you type in here, that'll show up over here in the description section. So this here is the description for this listing over here, and the description section can be as long or as short as you want it. It can be a few paragraphs, or it can be a couple sentences. It's really up to you. You just want to make sure that you present enough information for the buyer to make an informed decision about your item. So go ahead and type in your description. Now over here in your description, it is possible for you to use HTML. You have all these different options in this text editor over here. So you can go ahead and play with that and type up your description over here in this box. And once you have everything set up, you can review the category you've chosen. If you think that you don't like this category, you want to choose a new category, you can always click on previous step and head back and select a new main category for your item. And once everything checks out, then you can go ahead and click on next step in order to go to step 4. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to get everything set up in step 4.